So everybody's getting laid off from Tesla, and a lot of them want to become truck drivers. I used to work at Tesla, but I quit that job, which probably wasn't the best move. When I got into stock, it was at $40, and I got friends that retired within 10 years just because of the stock. There were some reasons why I quit. It was a good job, right? But now that everyone's getting laid off, and they do this about every 5 years. But do I regret my decision leaving? Not really. This video is for people that are getting fired from Tesla. I know a lot of you guys just got let go for no reason. You come to work and they just let you go. Dude, that's the Tesla way. That's the Silicon Valley way. And, ultimately the message in this video is you got to get a skill. Think about it. If you went to a warehouse job, it's probably because you don't have a skill. You're probably not an electrician, a carpenter, an auto mechanic, because if you were, I bet you would just do that instead. Like me, I'm a local truck driver now. It took a minute for me to get this gig, to get to where I am right now with this local job, because most trucking, you're going to run over the road. But if I would have stood at Tesla, maybe I would have been a part of these layoffs and I would have been unemployed with no skill. Oh, dude, I would have been so pissed. We're cool. I'm not mad. I just wanted to add some dramatic effect to this video, That way it's not all boring. Now, I won't kid myself. I still kicked myself in the ass when I saw what that stock price did, but I like my job. I'm happy where I am today. Well, I guess I do got the right to be pissed off. I couldn't fit all the freight, so I left San Mateo off. But I forgot I left San Mateo off. Now I'm in San Mateo. I mean, the Belmont pallet goes just like 10 minutes down the road, but So yeah, I guess it helps if you pay attention to detail, dude. I totally forgot. I think it's because I'm so used to just coming to San Mateo, and I forgot it's not on the truck. If you just got let go from Tesla, it is not the end of the world. I know it sucks. It's terrible, right? Because some of you guys got apartments, cars, you got kids. But dude, that's the Tesla way. I mean, now that you've gone through this, it's kind of a wake-up call. This is California. It's not a right-to-work state. But the way Tesla gets down, it's pretty much like that. It's a cutthroat culture, dude. They chew you up and they spit you out. When I was at Tesla, I would always have this fear when I would go to the job and I'd go to badge in. I'm thinking, oh, dude, my badge doesn't work. Am I fired? I think one time my badge didn't work and I was freaking out because that usually means that you're fired. It's almost like an algorithm or like a number game. And I would see people crying in the parking lot that couldn't badge in. I would see people freak out at the door, arguing with security. And security, it's messed up for them too because they're not management. They just get told this, that they're just doing their job. But me as a truck driver now, and it would have been the same thing if I would have became an electrician, hell, even like a barber, or a bartender, anything, right? Some kind of a skill. I have way more job security with my job now. I just drive around the Silicon Valley. I deliver mail to all the post offices. Before this, I was doing food service. Before that, I was doing over the road, living out of a semi truck. I don't go to work, nowadays I don't go to work fearing oh, are they not going to let me in? Am I let go? Trust me, I know what it's like. It sucks, dude. When I worked at Tesla, my department was South Dock, right? We were the loading dock on the south side of the building. And you also had North Dock, body in white, paint, small parts, which was right next to us. And then, of course, the production line, like main line, final line, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, our job was to unload trailers, which were pretty much like Tesla car parts. And then we would take these pallets and put them into this makeshift warehouse that we had, right when you walk in the building. I think now where that warehouse was is now the Model 3 line because I left right when Model 3, like when that production line was being built. Yeah, so pretty much the pallet would come off of the trailer into the warehouse, and then someone from conveyance, it was another department called conveyance, would take that pallet and deliver it to the line. And when there was a line down situation, we would just pull it straight out of the trailer and take it directly to the production line. I did that a few times because, you know, if there's a line down, meaning that the production line has stopped because they don't have their parts, now it's on us. We were pretty much like warehousing and feeding the line. You know, the thing about Tesla was they had this like culture of like, you're gonna get fired. You know, like if you dropped a pallet, you would get fired. You know, if you were late to work, you would get fired. If you called out a lot, obviously that's anywhere, you would get fired. But even little stuff, like if you, like this one chick, she used somebody else's scanner and she got fired, dude. It's so stupid. And then, of course, there was like the good ones, right? Like this one dude, he flooded the warehouse with his forklift, right? He had the pallet lifted up way too high. He was trying to stack shit too high, and he took out the sprinkler, and it was just raining. And of course, everyone knew that he was fired. He was an old guy, right? He was a cool dude. I'm editing the video, and I forgot to mention the most frustrating part about all these people getting fired from Tesla, and you thinking that, you know, when is it going to be my day? When am I going to come in and not be able to badge in or get walked out or whatever? Is we all started from temp agencies. At the time, there wasn't a lot of direct hiring. There was here and there, but I started at a temp agency. My two homeboys, they started from temp agencies. I think my cousin got hired directly. But if you started from a temp agency, like most people did, you had to wait 90 days until you could apply for the actual company Tesla to become a full, like, you know, like Tesla employee, like with your official badge, not with the temp badge, but with your red Tesla badge. And then you would get this trim, right? These girls that are like hot chicks or whatever, they would come in and they would get hired sometimes within like a month, sometimes less than that. And you would even see them, right? They would start off like sorting parts, like in this area called small parts or whatever. And you would have to go over there and you would like pretty much like do physical labor. And then within a week, it's like, oh, she was just in small parts. Now she's doing inventory. Now she's hired and you're firing all these other people? Dude, when I left the company, I wrote Elon Musk a direct email, and someone got back to me the next day, some manager wanting me to drop names. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to snitch. Just go do your job, bro. How do you not know that this is going on? It's ridiculous, dude. So it had me thinking, you know, if this is the culture at Tesla, if the culture at Tesla is you could lose your job like that at any moment just because the supervisor doesn't like you or whatever, right? Then what skill do I have after Tesla? I mean, I'm not a carpenter, I'm not a plumber, I'm not an electrician. At the time, I wasn't, you know, a truck driver. I had nothing to offer. I was just a forklift operator at Tesla. I wasn't even on the production line. And even if I was on the production line, I mean, what other car manufacturers are right here in the Bay Area? I would have to move out to like Ohio or Detroit and work for GM or some tire manufacturer or something. I didn't have a skill. And that was the main thing. I was like, you know what? This is a good job, but it's not unionized, so I'm not protected, which means I could get fired like that. And they do. Look, I know everyone's talking about the layoffs right now, but getting fired at Tesla, it's not a big deal because it happened all the time. And I guarantee you, you know, the culture is still the same way, right? Elon Musk really doesn't want a union in there because he wants to run it the way that he wants to run it. And good on him. It's his own business. But the employees are the ones that kind of suffer. I would see it all the time. I'd be going into work, badging in, and there's always like those few people that are left at the door and their badge doesn't work. When your badge doesn't work or you can't log onto your laptop, that's the way Silicon Valley fires, right? They don't come up to you and say, hey, come into my office. It's like, no, come into work. Oh, your badge doesn't work? See ya. It's cutthroat, dude. It's so cutthroat. I mean, honestly, dude, there's a special place in hell for Elon Musk. Because, you know, you got these people commuting from Lathrop, Modesto, shit. I even met a guy from Los Banos, as crazy as that sounds, right? Some of them hop on the shuttle. I mean, the cool thing about Tesla, like when I was there, I had a transportation card, which was pretty much like a debit or credit card or whatever from the company. And I would take Ubers from my house in Oakland all the way to work, you know, and if not that, I would get like BART cards and the shuttle would pick me up from BART. It was literally kind of like I worked for Google, but it was Tesla Motors, obviously, right? I left when the stock was $40. Dude, I would be a multi-millionaire right now, but who knows? Maybe I would have been one of the ones that got laid off or walked out, dude. It happens all the time. We had this one supervisor that came in. He was a short guy, but he was a mean motherfucker. And he wanted to prove himself. He wanted to make a statement that, you know what? I'm here now. Like, Big Ack is in the building. Big Ack is here now. And this guy, he would fire people. Like, he liked it. He would literally get a smile on his face when he would fire people. There's a special place in hell for that motherfucker right there, dude. I mean, you're playing with people's livelihood over what? Your ego, dude? I remember specifically a few nights with this dude that, you know, we had this crew unloading the trailers, and by the end of the shift, it was like, damn, dude, we survived. There was a few nights when I seen this motherfucker fire like more than like 4 or 5 people in one shift, dude. He was just walking them out, just boom, boom, boom. It's like, wow, man, this guy is a piece of shit. So I say that to say this, right? I didn't become a truck driver until later. This took me like maturing and growing up. I don't think when I left Tesla, I was like there mentally. I was still like very, as a young kid, I was still like a stoner or whatever. But now that I got this CDL, trucking, it's not perfect. No job is perfect. But you know what? I'm protected with my CDL, right? Right now, I'm doing this straight truck. You know what I mean? This isn't... Let me show you what I'm driving. I mean, you seen it earlier, but I got this like local job with the straight truck because of my CDL. And because of my CDL, I came in a little higher, right? I mean, I get paid obviously more money than the people that work for the company and just have Class C's, you know? And if I would have stood at Tesla, yeah, I would have made a lot of money on the stock. But if I were to get let go and I needed another job, I mean, where would I go? Just like some temp agency, just the same way I got that job, a temp agency, and what, I'm a forklift driver, and maybe I hit supervisor. Now I got a skill, I got something to offer, I got something to fall back on, I got a trade. So yeah, if you got laid off from Tesla, it's not the end of the world. If you got fired from Tesla, it's not the end of the world. But take this time to really reflect, and, you know, since you're used to making good money and having benefits, go to a union. Go to a construction union, go to a trade school, go back to school. You got to get a trade, right? I'm talking not about like the accountants or, you know, anyone who has a college degree or a tech worker at Tesla. No, if you're an associate at that Fremont factory and they let you go, I know why you went there, because you probably don't have a college degree, you probably don't have a skill, you probably don't have a trade, and that was the best fit for you. You know, I was that guy too. But now that it's over, get a trade like I did. Peace out.